Great leaders can inspire political movements and social change. They can motivate others to perform, create, and innovate. And if you pay attention, you'll notice they all do it in vastly different ways.
Here with her tips on how to lead and implement strong leadership qualities in your own life is leadership expert Kendra Reddy. Great to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thank you.
Such a hot topic, especially right now, leadership. So Kendra, tell us what makes a good leader and how do we identify leadership style in our own lives?
Yeah, so first of all, you'll find hundreds of leadership lists online. They're all going to be polarizing. They all paint these archetypes of very strict boxes that people fit into. And what I've found is the most successful leaders that I've worked with have range. They know when to coach, when to tell, when to teach, when to delegate, and when to inspire. They really see themselves as first among equals, and they understand that leadership happens from many seats, not just the one at the head of the table. So a really easy way, right?
The teachers love this.
Yes,
the teachers
absolutely.
love this.
An easy way to start identifying your style is to study the people you admire. What is it about the way they move through the world that inspires you? What do you think their mindset is? How do they manage their time and energy?
I love it. Well, why don't we go through a bunch of styles?
Let's do that, yeah.
So you're going to take us through identify their pros and their cons. And one that I guess we'll start with is authoritarian leadership style.
Yeah.
What is that? What does it look like? Pros and cons.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Logan Roy from Succession. This is Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada. This is Martha Stewart, Elon Musk.
It's not starting well, Kendra. It's not starting well.
It's that big archetype, right? It's law and order. I'm in control. I need everyone to know that I'm the boss. It's my way or the highway. So you're not. The pros is. It's super clear and direct. You know what the hierarchy is and who the boss is. They're great at creating stability and safety in times of crisis. But the cons are, you're not going to get a lot of two-way communication.
No.
You're not going to get a lot of two-way communication. People can feel micromanaged. They feel undervalued. There's a higher risk of potential for abuse of power. And most importantly, it creates an unhealthy dependency on the one leader in charge.
Yes, that. Yeah.
It's tough. I had a boss like this many years ago. It is tough to work under them. It doesn't inspire camaraderie or confidence. There's a lot of insecurity floating around in an office like that.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that sort of a workplace, with that sort of a leader?
Yeah, I have also had a boss like that. And the number one thing they taught me is not to take their need for control personally. So if you're dealing with this type of leader in the workplace, do not take this on alone. You need to be strategic, patient, and flexible. And you need to have an internal and an external network of support, whether that's mentors, allies, therapists, like whatever it takes. And when you're dealing with this type of leader, you kind of want to keep your head down, right? Follow protocol, focus on progress, and stay calm.
Okay.
Okay. Moving to the more positive side of things, hopefully. You say this next one is your favorite, a servant leader.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, servant leader. So this is Nelson Mandela, Oprah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Malala Yousafzai.
Yeah.
Yousafzai. These people exist to serve. So as opposed to employees working to serve the leader exists to serve the people. They're head smart and they're heart smart, and they create typically an environment of collaboration and inclusiveness.
Okay, let's list out. We love that. Pros and cons.
Pros and cons. Okay. Pros are you're going to get loads of communication, loads of freedom, loads of trust. Your growth and development are always going to be a priority. Cons. If this leader doesn't have boundaries and range, they can become a bit of a martyr, and they may not be able to really assert themselves when they need to.
Okay.
Okay, Kendra, how do we become a transformational leader? Some real steps that we can employ in our own lives.
Yeah, so transformational leaders, we're talking RuPaul, Michelle Obama, Jacinda Ardern, Steve Jobs. Transformational leaders get us to think and act differently by painting a picture of hope and possibility for the future. Here's what the world could look like. Right? So
can we add Kamala Harris to that list?
We can absolutely add Kamala Harris to that list. She might be at the top of that list. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't see any cons at all when you say the words Michelle Obama, but what are the pros and cons of this kind of leadership?
So if the pro is that a transformational leader inspires you to climb a mountain, the con is that people can get left behind and projects can stall or fail if there's not enough structure and direction to get to the top of the mountain. So what Michelle Obama does really well is she can move between the mountaintop and the marketplace, mountaintop and marketplace. She does that really well.
Interesting.
Those people are so aspirational
Yeah.
for the regular leaders in our own lives, our communities, even within our own families. What are some of the steps that we can take to try to embody some of that ourselves?
Yeah, so I'd say, I'm writing a book about this because leadership is my favorite topic. And leadership is a lifestyle. And so it requires a certain amount of discipline and an investment of energy and emotions. It's really, we hear cliches like speak from the heart or listen with your heart. They're not just cliches, there's actual measurable intelligence there. So my biggest tip is to focus on self-leadership or self-mastery, asking yourself questions like, who am I? What's the life I want to create for myself? What type of leader do I want to be in all the domains of my life, not just at work? Because leadership, it is a lifestyle. It doesn't just happen at work. It's not a position or a title or something that anyone else can bestow on you.
And there is this laissez-faire leader. Just lastly, what's that?
Yeah, okay, laissez-faire. This would be like Chief Wiggum from The Simpsons, laissez-faire leader. Queen Victoria, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, they're kind of set it and forget it. They really are great at giving direction and setting deadlines, but they're largely hands off. They don't get involved unless they absolutely need to.
Okay. Go ahead. No.
They're really great with teams that are highly skilled and highly motivated already.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so how would we navigate this kind of laissez-faire leader in our home life, or maybe even our workplace?
Sure. Laissez-faire leaders, they sound great because hands off, but there's a fine line, Mel, between empowerment and abandonment. So sometimes people can feel like they don't really know what's happening, what's the direction. So my advice is ask for clarification as much as you need it. Check in with this leader a lot. Where are we? Are we still on the same path, still going in the same direction? And then for your own sanity and your own leadership growth, have your own definition of success. Measure progress on your own. Have your own benchmarks. That's going to help keep you focused and feeling like you're moving forward.
You said off the top, Kendra, like we are fluid. We're never just one thing, right? Like, so should we be trying to pull certain aspects or traits from all of these leaderships, or maybe fashion ourselves around one in particular? I mean, how should we use all of this information?
You're so right, Mel. Leadership is not one-dimensional. And so boxing yourself in or choosing a style, I'm going to live here for the rest of my life, it's not sustainable and it's not going to work in most situations. So again, I'd say work on this. Explore this range. Where are your edges? How comfortable are you in authoritarian? How comfortable are you in servant? And because you are going to need, as you said, to pull pieces at different points with different people in different situations.
Yeah, it's being authentic in the middle of it.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Is all
People need to see that you have more than one speed. It's what makes you human, which is what makes you relatable. And leadership is all about relationships.
We love that. And I love this topic now and for all of us moving forward. Kendra, thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.